How to create and sell audiobooks on Selar. So step one is to head to the site chat.openai.com. Now, once you're here in ChatGPT, the next thing you want to do is to decide on what the content is going to be about. Now, audiobooks are most of the time connected with books on motivational talks, self-affirmations, but at the same time, you can also link it with whatever ebook idea you have. More like how to make money online, affiliate marketing, business ideas, or even storylines. So same thing applies with whatever I'm going to be showing you guys right now. But for the sake of today's video, I want to be creating an audiobook on self-affirmations. So now what you want to do is to write in the text box about what you want. So here we have, write me a complete ebook talking about 20 key self-affirmations to tell myself daily. Also, give me a title to use and then enter. Now, like I said earlier, same thing applies with whatever you might have in mind to create as the audiobook. Now here you guys can see Chat has generated the title for me, all right, and Chat has also generated the content. We have the first area over here, we have the chapter 1, I am enough, we have chapter 2, attract positivity into my life, and the rest. Now once Chat has generated whatever content you want, what you simply have to do next is to head to a different site called TTS Reader. So now I want to go to a different web browser and type in TTS Reader. And now please note that this also applies to your mobile device if you don't have a PC. Alright. Now this is it over here. So you want to click on this one over here. And now once you're inside the site, you want to scroll down a bit and then you want to go for the option listen to textual content. Now you want to click on start text player over here. So you want to click on this and then you'll be brought to this main page. Now before inserting any text, we need to sign in so that the process is faster. Now at the bottom here, you're going to see sign in / sign up. So you want to click on this area over here. And now you can simply continue by just clicking on your Google accounts to make the sign up process faster. Automatically, Google is going to sync all your information with TTS Reader, making the sign up process faster. And then you can just click on continue at the bottom over here. Great. And now once you're finally done, signing up, now this is where we're going to be inserting the text generated by Chat. So now we're going to go back to Chat over here. Great. And then we're going to copy all the content we want as the audiobook itself. I'm going to copy right from the introduction itself up to the last part. All right, so Ctrl C. All right, if you're using a mobile device, you can just tap on it, select all, and then copy. Now once you're done copying, you want to come back here to TTS Reader and then you want to paste it. So as you guys can see, we have everything pasted over here now. So we have the introduction down to the conclusion. Now the next thing you want to do is to go to the top over here where you have this name. All right, so you want to click on the drop down. Now this is the area where you can select the type of voice you want to use. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go for a random voice. All right, so I'm going to go for this one over here, and then you can click on the cancel. So as you guys can see, it has updated to that particular voice. Now once you're done, you can click on the play so you can listen to how it's going to sound like.
Every day your mind is filled with
Great. And now once you've confirmed that everything is good and you're okay with it, all you simply have to do now is to click on the download icon at the bottom over here. Now once you click on download, you want to come here to create a new mp3 from text. So you want to click on this and then finally create and download mp3 over here. Now as you guys can see, your audio file is now being rendered by our server in the background. It is now safe to keep working and even close the tab. All right, so now all we have to do now is to wait for it to be done. Once it's done, it's going to be downloaded. And as you guys can see over here, everything is ready. All right, in case you still want to go through, you can as well read through just to correct some things. And now over here we can download the mp3. And the great part of TTS Reader is you can also download the document file, you can download the text file, PDF, depending on what you want. But then we're most concerned with the mp3 itself. So I'm going to click on download mp3 over here, and now we have our mp3 ready. So this is it over here. You guys can see our mp3 is ready. Now the next thing we want to do now is to head to Seller. All right, so now we're going to head to Seller. Once we come here to Seller, you want to click on add a product. Already you must have been signed in already, and then you want to click on add a product. Now once you click on add a product, we're going to be adding a digital product. So we're going to come here to digital product. So we're going to click on next over here. All right, and now after clicking on next, all we have to do now is to set up the product for us to sell. So as you guys can see over here, we have the area for the product image. All right, now for us to generate a cover that is an image to use, you can simply go back to ChatGPT again. Now once you go back to ChatGPT, you simply want to tell Chat to generate you a nice image for this book, and Chat is going to do that. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to say generate me a cover image for this book, and then enter, and that's basically it. ChatGPT has a retentive memory, so it understands your previous questions and then it can link it with your now question. So I'm going to retry. All right, once you see that, you can just retry, and then Chat is actually going to go ahead with the design itself. So as you guys can see, Chat is already working on the image. So pending the time Chat is done with the image, let's go back to set up our product. So we're going to go back to this area. Now this is the area for the name of the product. Okay, so let's go back to Chat. All right, so 20 daily affirmations for unshakable confidence and inner peace. So we're going to copy this and then come back here to Seller, and then we're going to paste it. Great. Now the next thing over here is the price itself. So in Naira, I'm going to sell this for 5,000 only, just 5,000 Naira. And then in USD, 5,000 Naira is about, I think, $3, something like that. But then you can set this up, and for you to confirm the exact prices, you can as well go to normal Google conversions for currencies and then set up all the currencies. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing for GBP. I'm going to make this two GHS. I'm going to do this for Ghana. I'm going to put 100 here. Here I'm just putting some random numbers. All right, I'm just putting some random numbers for now. All right, so I can just say this is 23. This I can say this is 100. Like I said, okay, you also want to go to Google to confirm the prices. All right, the conversions, the correct conversions, which I'm still going to do later on. Just want to say 5,000 there, for example, to TZN. All right, what's the conversion? Is it TZN? Let me just go. Okay, TZS. So TZS, and then enter. So once you click on enter, yeah, Google is actually going to show us what the correct thing is. Okay. So as you guys can see, it is 8380. All right, so I'm going to come here to CZ. So I'm going to put 8380, and then also for ZAR, I'm just going to adjust this over here. Okay, so I'm going to put ZAR. So ZAR, and then enter again. Okay, so you want to do the same thing for all the currencies so that you're going to put in the correct thing. So 58.64 over here. And now once you're finally done setting up all the currencies, there is another option here which says show striked out original price, which is actually a marketing strategy. So you can check this as well. So I'm going to say the original price of the Naira is 15,000. All right, I can say the original price for the USD is 10. For GBP, I can say it's 7. For GHS, I can say it's 200. We just want to do the same thing. We want to ensure it's higher than the price you actually set. Okay, it's just the marketing strategy. And in case you're running some discounts, you can as well use this feature. Okay, so I'm going to put 80 here. Then I'm going to put like about 10,000 over here. And now the next thing over here is the area for the description itself. What exactly is the audiobook about? When people are about to buy it, they're going to definitely go through the description of the product itself. So now, in case you don't know what to insert as well, you can go back to chat and ask chat to actually generate you a nice description for this book. So now let's go back to chat and get our cover and also get the description. So as you guys can see, chat has actually generated the ebook or audiobook cover for us. Although, as you guys can see over here, we have it written twice. If you don't like it this way, you can actually ask chat to regenerate it with only the top one. But if you're still okay with it, like me, then you can just go ahead in downloading it. You want to go to the bottom over here where you have download. So click on download, and there you have it. It's going to be downloaded. So now we're going to ask chat to generate us a description that is a convincing and hooking description about this particular audiobook. To help with the detailed and hooking description about the book, and then enter. And our chat is also going to generate us with an awesome description to use. And once it is generated and you're okay with it, all you simply have to do is to just copy everything over here. Alright, so Ctrl C and then head back to Selar, and then you can paste it in the description area. So you want to come here and paste it. And now after pasting the description, if you want, you can read through and add some things you feel should also be there, or remove some things you feel it's not necessary. Now if you scroll down, the next area here is the category. So what exactly is the category of this? You want to click on the drop down over here and look for what fits the audiobook itself. Okay, so the audiobook basically is more of self-affirmation, so we can go for self-help over here. I think that's fine. So I'm going to go for self-help over here, and then subcategories. Let's see what we have. Personal development. Well, okay, we can just go for this. Yeah, but then like I said, same thing applies with whatever content your book is gonna be about. All right, now we can scroll to the bottom where we finally have the area where we're gonna drop the product file itself, and then the area where we're gonna redirect them to the audio file. All right, so now for the product file itself, we need to go back to TTS Reader. So let's go back to TTS Reader over here, and now we're going to download the file version of that particular audio itself. So as you guys can see over here, we're going to go for the PDF. I think the PDF is going to be fine, so I'm going to click on PDF over here. Great. And now as you guys can see over here, it looks good. And finally, what you want to do is to click on this download button at the top right over here. And once you're finally done, you can go back to Selar setup, and then you can click on this drag and drop your product file. And now we're going to add the file itself. So this is it over here. All right, so you're just going to click on that. So we're going to click on automatically redirect the buyer to an external URL. So you're going to check on this. And now after checking on this, the next thing we want to do before inserting the URL is to quickly open a new web page. All right, so we're going to open a new web page. Then we're going to head to Google Drive. Now you want to come here to new, you want to add new, and then once you click on add new, you want to click on file upload. Now once you click on file upload, you're going to upload the audio file itself. So now this is it over here, so we're going to click on it. Now once it's done uploading, you just want to click on this folder icon which shows show file location. Now once you click on it, you simply want to copy the link of the audio itself. So you're going to click on this top three dots over here. Once you click on it, come here to share over here. So once you click on share, you want to click on copy link. All right, but then after copying the link, you also want to click on it again. So now this time you want to come here again to share, and then you want to click on share. Now once you click on share, you want to ensure you're setting it as everyone with the link as access. You can see here we have restricted, only people with access can open the link. So what you want to do is to click on this drop down over here and then change it to anyone with the link, so that immediately people buy it, you don't have to give them access. Automatically they would have access to the file itself. And now you can click on copy link again, and finally done. Now you want to go back to the seller area, and then you're going to paste it over here in the redirect URL. And then finally, before we forget, we haven't added the cover image. So you're going to come to the top here, click on this, and then add the image file. This is it over here. And finally, we can go to the bottom now and click on create product. As you guys can see over here, congratulations, your product has been added. You can now view it with the link over here. And then just one more thing, all right, you want to scroll down here. As you guys can see, the link is just showing some numbers, which is looking quite not okay. You want to scroll down, come here to customize URL. Once you come here to customize URL, this is where you can edit the URL itself. So we're going to make it 20 informations. I think this is fine. And then we can click on the mark, right? And finally we can click on update products. Great. So now we have sellers come 20 affirmations. Let's test it out. Once you click on it, this is basically how the buyers would see it. So let's see how it looks like. So as you guys can see, this is the cover, this is the description, and then you can see the cutout price over here, and then the original price, which was basically all we said, more details. And as you guys can see, that's basically all about it. And just one more thing, let's listen to the audio a bit so that we know how exactly it's gonna sound to our buyers.
Introduction. Every day, your mind is filled with thoughts, some empowering, others self-critical.
And that brings us to the end of today's video. If you surely learned a whole lot, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and then feel free to drop down questions or comments in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next highly informative video. Thanks for watching.